much for coming out on New Year's Day. We appreciate it. I hope you all had a really fun New Year's Eve and safe. I know most of you are probably hungover, but thank you for putting in the effort to be here. You saw a video of these do's and don'ts, so now I don't have to announce it. So don't ask for tickets, don't ask for autographs, but these guys are super friendly, so they'll be open for all of your questions. I know that's why you're here, so let's bring them out. Michael Chiesa and Rose Namajunas. Coffee in hand.
All white top, all white bill, and all white jeans, body looking like milk. No time for
hey guys.
She's full grown.
Hello. Let's don't. We're gonna get in trouble.
I wanted to square off.
Oh yeah. Oh God, they're gonna kill us. Anyway, guys, if you have questions, there's a microphone there and a microphone over here. Get in line, make sure that you can make the most of their time. Guys, you both had huge victories in December. Pretty life-changing. Talk to me about how the rest of 2015 went for you.
It just went according to plan. Like, I had it in my mind all year that I wanted to break in the top 15, go undefeated. None of my goals changed for 2016. Just going to try to beat up more guys, climb the rankings, and just make my way towards a title belt.
Yeah, what about you, Rose?
People think that after the fight, you get some time off and this and that, and, you get to sit down and relax. But really, it's just family and stuff, and friends want to, come around you and stuff like that. So you kind of have to, it's a whole nother, responsibility that you got to take care of after the fight. So there's a little bit of relief, but that's just what I've been doing, just kind of dealing with my family and just trying to enjoy the holidays.
Yeah. How nice was it to fight before the holidays so you could indulge in all of those foods?
Oh, it was great because my birthday is December 7th. So it was like we had nowhere to go eat or do anything on my birthday. I was cutting weight, so it was awesome that fights 3 days after. We got to go have a birthday celebration in Vegas, and then of course I stuffed my face on the holidays.
Lots of pasta?
Oh, if you only knew.
All right, guys, like I said, microphones are over here. Come on up, ask some questions. These guys are only here for a limited amount of time, so make sure that you can give them your support. But talk to me about these fights tomorrow night. You told me backstage a little earlier, Andrei Arlovski was one of your first favorite fighters?
Oh, he still is my favorite fighter. I remember when the UFC was still on Spike that they were airing the commercials for the pay-per-views. There was just this wild, long-haired, bearded guy with a fang mouthpiece, and I was just like, man, that guy's awesome. But yeah, so I've just always been a fan, 9 years strong or something like that. So
yeah, nice.
Team Pitbull.
Rose, is it nice to be able to come here and just watch and not have to worry about anything?
Yeah, I definitely, all the holiday stresses and this and that is over with, and I could just, enjoy being a fan instead of being a fighter and trying to meticulously calculate even just other fighters and their fights and trying to figure out their game plan and stuff like that. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I see somebody in line over here. Hello.
Hi. Rose, who is your favorite fighter?
Oh, man. I don't have just one favorite fighter, but I draw from many different aspects of each fighter. But I will say, just going back in the history of the UFC and just kind of trying to learn from each fighter. I've been looking at Brock Lesnar lately, just all the things that he's done for the UFC way back when, and just his attitude and things like that is just an inspiration to me. But anybody else, Conor McGregor right now is hot, so he's also inspiration as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's go over here.
Yeah, Rose. I know you're a fighter, but when you're in there just beating the hell out of Paige, do you ever get to a point where you start feeling bad?
Yeah, sometimes. I've had that feeling in a fight before where the girl's face was just actually very similar to the last fight where her face was all bloody, and it was so bloody that there was a blood clot that just fell on the mat, and it was just gross, and there was blood all over me. This one wasn't so bad because it wasn't as much blood as the one I had experience with, but I just had to stay patient, the game plan, just stick with it, and it was just I don't know. She was really tough. So I can't feel too sorry for her.
You both had such big victories at the Cosmo during that huge fight week that we had in December. Do you feel like life changed for you after those wins, you against Jim Miller and you against Paige?
For me, I have to like kind of dumb things down a little bit because if I make the win more than it is, I get just too kind of complacent with other things and other aspects of my career. So I just treat it like just another fight. I don't really care about the bonuses. I'm super focused on one thing. That's just winning a UFC title. So I just look at it just like how I did when I was on the Ultimate Fighter. Like I'm like every guy I beat that's just like one step closer. Like I'm in a bracket. So this fight, I like right before I went out, I like remembered like my time on Tough, and I was like, I'm just gonna go back to that same mindset, one fight at a time, make my way up, make the final, win a belt.
Yeah. There was a lot of attention on your fight with Paige. Going into it, did you feel like that was daunting at all, or did you enjoy that experience?
I enjoyed every bit of the fight and the fight week itself, just being with my teammates and my coaches. I really didn't pay attention too much about what's going on in the media. But that just, I was in my own bubble. I wasn't really thinking about anything else going around outside of my, obviously my haircut was a big thing. People, want to hate on people with short hair or whatever, or girls with short hair.
It looks amazing. You guys like her haircut, right?
I mean, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? But, yeah, so just dealing with all that, I just got to just believe in myself and pay attention to the main one that matters, and that's me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good attitude to have. Let's go over here.
What's up, Rose? What's up, Mike? How you guys doing? My name's Phil, and this is my daughter, Miley.
Hi.
So we're
She
doing
did
like
great.
a father-daughter question really quickly. But you two are such mellow people outside of the ring. I guess my question is there anybody that just kind of nags at you, that any weight class you could pick, like I want to kick that guy's ass today or that gal's ass today?
So you're trying to start shit.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I see people like that all the time, just people watching. So I don't know. It's, I try and, the people irritate me a lot. There's a lot of dumb the girls that walk in Vegas with the heels that they can't really walk in. That's the one. I don't know about y'all, but that pisses me off.
I'm sure there were a lot last night. New Year's Eve in Las Vegas, I'm sure there was a lot of that. Then they're carrying them home, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm, I understand. You and I are the same here. What about you, Mike?
There's really not a man on God's green earth that walks on two legs that's going to ruffle my feathers. So I'm a pretty mellow guy. It takes a lot to get under my skin. And plus, at the end of the day, I'm pretty confident I can beat up anybody in the world. So it's like, if you aggravate me,
Not me,
really
though.
care.
I don't know. Come
You
at me,
are
bro.
ranked higher.
I'll be the ref.
I don't know about that.
But no particular fighter, though, that you wish you could fight no matter what weight class it is?
I've always said it for a long time. I would have loved to fight Joe Lozon again. We were delivering a great fight for the fans. I mean, fight of the night, really back and forth, good fight. I don't blame him for not wanting to rematch, but it's, I just beat Jim Miller, so that's like I got my perennial win over Lozon. I'm totally over it. It's a thing of the past now, but that's who it would have been 6 months ago.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
You probably don't get as irritated as much because every day you get to punch somebody in the face, right? So that's relaxing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can go home, you're like, oh yeah, I punch people in the face all day. I'm good.
Perfect.
All right, let's go over here.
How's it going? This is for Michael. I just want to ask, first of all, your Sasquatch tattoo is like pound for pound, best in MMA.
Yeah.
I love it. What was the inspiration behind it? And also, can you confirm that Sasquatch exists?
Yes, Sasquatch does exist. When I was a kid, I actually used to live in this place called Newport, Washington, which is there's like a lot of Sasquatch sightings up there. And me and my sister used to take food and stuff and like go walk through the woods and try and track him down. Never found him, but he's out there. My
What would you
inspiration
have
for
done if you did find him?
I wouldn't tell you guys anyways.
Oh, okay.
Top secret. And the inspiration for the Sasquatch tattoos, I'm very proud of where I'm from. I love the Pacific Northwest. And I came to a point where I was trying to pick out a sweet, half sleeve tattoo, and a dragon or a samurai or a koi fish doesn't really fit me. So I was like, throw on old sass.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
For sure.
Pat Barry?
Hey, Rose.
Yes, baby.
You're standing directly behind the scale.
Oh,
I was going to say, just push over
Where-
left or
where-
right.
where
You're
am I
standing
at?
directly behind the scale.
There we go.
There we go.
How you doing,
everybody
everybody? Yeah.
Thanks, Pat. Always looking out. Let's go over here.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's
have
up?
Have a question for both of you. About tomorrow night's main event, who do you guys pick for tomorrow night's main event? Who's the best?
I want to say Carlos Condit. I don't know. That's just the feeling I got. I like the dude, so.
I'm a bit of a throwback. I'm taking Lawler. He's the And it's not just because he's the champion. He's a part of that golden era of the UFC. You know what I mean? Like, he's the last guy in that, you know, era of the Matt Hughes and Rich Franklin and those guys. It's like, it's cool to see him win a title and kind of hold it down for that era of fighters in the UFC. I mean, a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of big names that he has on his back, and he's an absolute savage. I don't know if you guys watched his fight with Rory McDonald in July. Savage.
Two of the nicest guys in the game too. It's always difficult to see such good competitors who are such good people face each other because one always has to lose, you know.
Yeah. One more for Rose, if I could.
They're undressing up here, apparently.
It's getting hot over here.
Rose, there is a big fight coming up in the strawweight division in the women's. How do you see this fight, second fight between Claudia and Joanne coming up?
The first fight that they had was definitely a very tough fight. It was close and, to some people's opinion, controversial. To me, I think Joanna won, and I think she's going to win again. At the same time, I don't know, because Claudia, she might come like with a whole new hunger and reinvented herself and everything like that. But I don't know. I'm going with Joanna. I think it's going to be another close fight. I think it's going to be really hard to judge.
All right, thank you.
Good question.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
I'm Lloyd, and I just wanted...
What's up, Lloyd?
Just had a general question for both of you guys. Just curious what you guys do for fun in your downtime when you're not training and just to get your mind off the fights.
I snowboard like 100 days a year. So, sorry. But yeah, I love to snowboard. That's like my passion outside of fighting. Fighting always comes first, but there's nothing I love more than when I get done with a fight and I get to go chase some snow, whether it's down to South America, up to Canada, or just right in my own backyard. That's my total getaway from everything.
Awesome.
Ride the white wave, bro.
I wish I could snowboard. I live in Colorado, so that's like my goal eventually is to be able to learn that or skiing or something, because you can't live there and not snowboard. But I like anything outside, you know, with my dogs and nature and with my hubby right there.
What's up, hubby?
That's Pat Barrett, husband.
You know, just we do a lot of crazy adventures and stuff like that. But, you know, whatever we're doing, as long as it's with my friends and my family, like, we just have a great time.
Also, real quick, I was just wondering if you could give a quick shout-out to the Chantilly wrestling team. I'm a coach. For
What's the
the
name
Chantilly?
of it again?
Chantilly Chargers Wrestling, yes.
Chantilly Chargers Wrestling. You the shit.
Chantilly Chargers Wrestling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Excellent. Let's go over here.
Hey, how's it going? I have a question for both of you guys. For Michael, I noticed that you wore the Italian fight kit versus the American. Could you maybe touch on why you did that and what it means to be Italian to you?
It means a lot to me. I mean, my roots run very deep. I'm the only male Chiesa in the United States for my family tree. You know what I mean? So I have a very, very traditional Italian family. They're spread out all over the world, from Florida, New York, Italy, Mexico City. A lot of paisanos everywhere. But my last name actually means church in Italian too. So it's one of those things where it's a good opportunity to showcase my heritage. You know what I mean? Like in the wake of the new Reebok deal, everybody's showing where they're from, and it's like, yeah, I'm very proud to be from the United States of America. I love America and all that, but I bleed green, white, and red, so got to represent.
Cool. And Rose, do you like skateboarding?
I like sit on a skateboard like this and then just like push on the ground. No, I would like to learn how to, you know, but that's always been something that, like, growing up, all my friends and stuff in the neighborhood would be skateboarding, and I remember one of my friends, she tried to sit on the skateboard and she got her finger caught in it and like her nail ripped off. So I was like, yeah, I'm not messing with skateboards, but I'll punch people in the face or I'll let somebody punch me in the face. So that doesn't really make sense, but yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
Going off your country question, though, Rose wore Lithuania in her fight.
Yeah, and I think the green and the red and the yellow like really complements the fight kit really well, so that's also another plus. But yeah, to represent the country and where, you know, all my heritage and the family that I came from, but I do love America too, so.
Were you guys the first to wear each of those countries?
Yeah, I was definitely the first to wear
first?
Italy,
Oh.
yeah.
I can't imagine another Lithuanian fighter, but yeah, so.
Making history. I like it.
Breaking records.
Yeah. Let's go over here.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, doing good.
Awesome. So the other guy asked you a question about, like, adventures and stuff like that. have you guys ever done any type of Spartan races or Tough Mudders? There's one August 27th in Breckenridge, Colorado.
Ooh.
I like Breckenridge.
Yeah, there we go,
Breckenridge
Pat.
is freaking
Pat, you're invited.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
there's one in Spokane, August 6th. And my buddies and I, we go to all these Spartan races, whatever, whatnot, and we'd love to be
So,
invited
like,
to your team.
Are you recruiting?
What's that?
Are you recruiting them?
Yes, absolutely.
oh, you want us to be part of your team?
Yes.
Okay, so like, if I can convince Pat to do another race with me, I would be right with you on that, because I tried to I was preparing him for a race one time, and then I messed up. I was the coach. We ran every day. He's not a runner. So his first race, I accidentally took him to the most highest altitude in Colorado. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Because, I'm an experienced runner, but when I started going down, it's like a downhill the first part of the race, and then that sets you up for just uphill the whole time. And I was thinking in my head, oh, crap, Pat's going to just, die on this, because I'm dying. So, yeah, but he made it. So if we can convince him to do another one, we'll join you.
Yes.
Did you say it was August 6th?
August 6th, yes.
If you show up in Spokane, I will be there. You have my word.
Yes.
That would be something cool. Hey, yo, as I was finishing the race, the golf cart picking up the cones was passing me up. And I asked the guy, I was like, bruh, come on. Let me, don't just, they cleaned out the whole everything. I was the last one going, and yes.
Heavyweight?
Yes.
Rose would be interested in what you're talking about.
August 27th. I'm
I'll
locking this in. I need a phone number, an email.
Oh, okay. We'll hook you up.
How about Twitter?
Yeah, if you hit me up on Twitter, I will remember. If you come to Spokane, it's Spokane, not Spokane. But if you come to Spokane, I'll be there.
How far
Thank
was
you.
that race you did with
No
Pat?
problem.
The beast.
Oh, it was 3 miles. Yeah. But all uphill and high altitude, it was the worst. Yeah.
3.1 miles for a 5K.
3.1.
I walked 3 miles of it.
You run
So you know the beast is the one in Breckenridge. It's 15 miles of 30 obstacles.
15 minutes. See, I don't know about that. Maybe I'll do 5.
No, it's
Five,
good.
five.
It's good. And
probably
then
not
Spokane's
good, but I'm gonna run that
super, which is 10 to 13 miles.
I don't care, man. Whatever
I'll
it
come
is.
watch.
If you make it there
Yes.
and you tweet me when you're there, I will show up. You have my word.
Done. Hell yeah.
Done, son.
This is being filmed, so you do. I mean.
Oh, no. Hold me accountable. I'm a man of my word.
Rose, you run a lot.
Yeah, I used to run. Well, I guess, just for my training and stuff. For fights, I like to get a little bit of road work in, but it's definitely not the focus. But I used to run in high school. I was on the varsity team. I was the team captain of cross country and track. And, I ran a 5:30 mile on track. And, I set a lot of
That's
records.
amazing.
But I don't know. It just wasn't fun. I definitely, I'm just thinking the whole time while I'm racing, I could just punch this person that's in front of me. So if I could catch him. But, yeah, it just makes me mad, so I like to fight better.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's pretty amazing, though. 5:30 mile.
Yeah.
I'm excited if I do an 8:30.
I don't think I could do it now. I'll have to get back in shape for that, but yeah.
Crazy.
That's my
wow.
record.
Wow. Let's go over here.
All right, my name is Fausto. I just wanted to ask a question to both of you guys. Congratulations on your wins. That was really good.
Thank you.
What do you prefer, a knockout or a submission?
Have you seen their records? Submissions
Well, definitely
are all
submissions.
over these two.
See, the thing is, I appreciate both. I think the actual, the feeling of a KO is definitely more exciting, and your adrenaline spikes way higher. But I think the submission, I definitely feel it's more reliable to go for a submission, because it's I don't know, I feel like it's safer. You can get in and get out. When you just take somebody down and then just submit them, and it's a quicker fight. If you can submit, if you have that tool, and I definitely like to use it.
For me, if you look at my record, I obviously don't have a ton of knockouts, so I don't really know the feeling of just one shot in a guy. And like she said, I'm sure it's very exhilarating, but the thing I love about submissions is there is no luck. You always hear about lucky punches and lucky kicks and luck involved with knockouts. There is no luck involved with a submission. So anytime I feel like I submit a guy, I displayed flawless technique, more like chess. When you're on the feet exchanging with somebody, it's kind of like a poker game. You know what I mean? Lucky punches, but there's no such thing as a lucky submission. It's just a full display of proper technique.
I guess basically what he's saying is if you submit somebody, you pretty much own them. If you knock them out, you got me, you caught me, yeah. But if you submit them, that's you own them.
All right, thank you.
It's a good way to look at it. Good question.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, I like your official fight kit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Continue.
My question was, I was curious what your guys' fondest moment on in the Ultimate Fighter house or in the Ultimate Fighter competition was.
Wait, can you say that question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was curious what your fondest moment from the Ultimate Fighter was.
There was a lot of fun times that we had in the Ultimate Fighter house that they didn't show. You know, there was a lot of drama that they showed, but one of the most fun times I think was the food fight that we had in the gym. For Magana's birthday party, we kind of surprised her with the birthday cake and sombrero and everything. Like everybody had sombreros because she's Mexican, and we just sang her Feliz Cumpleaños or whatever. And after that, we just smashed the cake in her face. I really thought they was gonna show that, but they didn't. So it was really fun though. Nate Diaz was just running around throwing cake at each other. We trying to smash him with cake all over his face and stuff. So it was a great time.
That's awesome.
Aside from the fights and the wins, there's just same thing as Rose. There was a moment in the gym that stands out to me that I'm so surprised that they didn't even put it in the bonus footage. But we're getting ready for boxing sparring. And I had Team Faber, so I had Joseph Benavidez, Chad Mendez, all those guys out there as coaches. Lance and Chad show up with a slight buzz, and they had a couple cases of beer in hand, and we pulled the bleachers up to the mat, and we literally just drank beer and boxed. And it was awesome because it's just like, it's such a monotonous thing, you know what I mean? It's like, especially being still in the tournament, you don't really get to do anything fun. But shit, if the coach shows up with 2 cases of beer, it's like, hey, we're going to boxing spar and drink beer and do man stuff. I was like, yeah, tight, let's do it. But yeah, that was probably my favorite moment. It was just fun, you know what I mean? Those guys do a great job of keeping it fun, but making sure you're adequately prepared. So that was tight.
And your season of Tough was extra long.
Oh yeah, my season. Yours was 6 weeks?
Yeah, what was yours?
13.
How come? There's like a lot of fighters.
It was live season.
Oh, okay. Dang, that sucks.
3 months, no girls.
Like every day I'm thinking, like sitting in the hot tub, every time I see a plane fly over me, I'm thinking, that's going to be me eventually in 6 weeks, going home. But yeah, it's a long 6 weeks.
Yeah, and you were you were more than double that. That was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys both look back on the seasons, obviously we only know what the camera showed us, but when you look back overall, what are your thoughts on your time on Tough?
It was a great experience. Like, there's no other way to say it. It's just, I kind of felt like it was just like being on fancy house arrest. You know, you get whatever you want that you order. You know, whatever you want to eat, pretty much anything actually, as long as it's appropriate and everything like that. And you're just in a nice house. You get taken to and from practice. The no music thing was difficult, but I don't know. It was just a good experience.
Explain for those who don't know the food process, because it is kind of neat how you guys get to order.
The list.
Yeah, they have a sheet where you have your name and then like a space to put whatever you want, like a wish list, and they just leave it on the table, and every night you just write down whatever you want, and then it usually shows up the next day, if not like, you know, a little bit later.
They got sick of us because we started, once we figured out we could play the system, we started ordering lobster tails, king crab. Mike, your list is like $600. No. I'm like, dude, I've been here for 2 months. Throw me a bone. I want some crab and lobster and steak, whatever.
Mike, what about when you think back on your time on Tough?
Even in the wake of everything I was going through with my dad and being away from my family, looking back in hindsight, it was literally the best time of my life. I've made so many good relationships, like you would never guess me and Al fought each other. If you saw him and I out together, you would never guess that we ever competed against each other, because we just built so many good relationships on a different level. It's like John Kofer was my buddy that slept next to me. So he's who I was doing all my pillow talking with and talking about life. And me and Al were going through the tournament together. You know, we both were winning our fights. And so him and I spent so much time training together and making the relationships with Joseph and Chad and Faber and everybody. It was literally the best time of my life. It was like, I always say it's like college for the UFC. You know what I mean? There's no way to prepare yourself for the bright lights, the media obligation, the cameras in your face. You know, but once I got through Tough, I was just like, I've done this. You know, I did this for 3 months straight, eat, slept, and breathed UFC. And it's like college. It prepares you for this. So it was the best time of my life.
We enjoyed watching it. Let's go over here. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a question for both of you. How do you mentally prepare yourself before stepping into the octagon?
Ooh, good question.
So I guess the latest thing that I've been doing that I feel like it's been helping a lot is just focusing on my breathing. I stretch, do your warm-ups and stuff like that. Obviously, every fighter has their little routine, but I feel like the main thing for me is like the main thing that I can control is my breathing. Everything, and then after that, if I can control my breathing, everything else will be fine. And it kind of slows things down a little bit. So, there's different techniques that I use and just little visualization tools. But it's just getting in control of my mental state with the breath and my whole body connected.
For me, I try to think of it that it's not a fight. To me, I feel like a fight is if I'm out getting coffee with Megan and some guy tries to snatch her purse or something. I got to fight that guy. You know what I mean? That's a fighting moment. So before, when I'm getting my nerves all worked up before a fight, I just always remember in my head, this is just a game. This is just a competition. Go out and compete. Win every situation. Win every scramble. And just win. Don't think about fighting. Fighting draws emotion. Just think about competing and winning, and the fight will take care of itself.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
So my question is for you, and I was wondering, how old were you when you started fighting, and what really inspired you to start becoming serious about it?
So I started martial arts when I was about 5 years old. I did taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu. I even did high school wrestling. But I was about 14 years old when I started kickboxing, and I started. That was back in Milwaukee. At Duke Griffith's Gym, and that's when I met people like Anthony Pettis, Pat Barry right there, Eric Schaefer, and they were all in the UFC at the time. And I didn't really know what I was doing with my life, and I was just doing a whole bunch of stuff. I was just trying to excel at whatever I could and just try and get out of where I was at. And that was just those people that I looked up to, and that I seen them making a living for themselves and making a better life for them and their families. It inspired me to do that myself, even though there wasn't, females really fighting at the time. There was Gina Carano, but that's pretty much it, and Cyborg. So I felt like maybe I could just create those opportunities for myself, and I mean, it's surpassed, even my ability to climb up the ladder. I mean, there's so many opportunities ahead of me now that I'm just trying to keep up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, this is for Mike. How do you like training at Syndicate?
I love training at Syndicate. I started training there kind of by chance. One of my first teammates moved out here to start working for a company, and he started training at Syndicate. And he talked about this guy, John Wood. Like, I need to meet this John Wood guy and see, if the hype's for real. And I love the gym. It's a great facility. They have great coaches. But John, the head MMA coach, him and I connected on a personal level. I consider him a close friend, and it's a great place to train if you're out here. If I was to refer anybody to any gym in this area, it would definitely be Syndicate.
What advice do you have for me as a fighter?
As a what?
As a fighter.
As a fighter, you should not be thinking about fighting. What you should do is you should start wrestling. You should wrestle as long as you can wrestle, and then when that ends, then you can start thinking about fighting. I always tell young strapping lads like yourself that don't think about fighting at such a young age. There's a lot of other things you can do and tools and sports you can play that could build you as a fighter without you even knowing it.
Oh, it's because I already do kickboxing.
Check you out.
Rose, you rock.
Thank you. You too.
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Let's go over here.
Hey guys, Rose, love the new hair. Looks good.
Thank you.
Like an action hero. And both you and Mike, congratulations on an awesome 2015. Both your fights at the end of the year were spectacular. The way you finished your opponents. Jim Miller's tough, and that's a tough win right there. And then you took the hype train off of Paige.
Yeah.
But just to ask you guys a question about The Ultimate Fighter, would you consider coaching?
I wouldn't necessarily ask for the opportunity, but I think that would actually be kind of interesting. I never say no to any opportunity without it definitely would be outside of my comfort zone just because, I don't know, like it just seems like such a stressful situation. But at the same time, you know, I've been through the Ultimate Fighter, so knowing that, you know, I feel like I could have an advantage at least in terms of like doing it. So I won't say yes, I won't say no, but I'll be open to that opportunity.
It's on my bucket list. I absolutely 100% want a tough coach. I'd like to expose some guys to the coaches that brought me up. Like I always say, my coach Rick Little back home is so underrated. The guy, we live in a small city, and he literally built 4 people from the floor up, from snot-nosed kids to elite level UFC fighters. I would love to expose some guys to his training, and I call him like my combat counselor. And so I'd like to expose some fighters to my coaches, and you know, also I was on the longest, toughest season of the Ultimate Fighter. If you look at the guys that were on there, it's a murder's row of killers. So there's, you know, things outside of just fighting techniques that I feel like I could bring to the table in terms of like mentality, how to handle the tournament, how to do the weight cuts back to back and all that stuff. So yeah, I coach high school wrestling. So I like coaching. It's something that's part of my life. It's part of my, you know, day-to-day grind. So I would love to coach the Ultimate Fighter. You
Awesome.
hear that, Dana? Everybody? I want to coach tough.
Oh, one last thing. It's a friendly call out. Who would you like to fight next for both of you?
Whoever's got the belt, you know, or whoever's the best, you know, and whoever they put in front of me.
You know, I'm really in a spot now where I don't really want to call anybody out. You know, like, you know, after my fight, I said something about fighting Beneil Dariush. That was no knack at him. You know, he's tough as hell. He's a great fighter. He just doesn't have a fight. He's in the top 10. So for me, like I said, I just want to fight guys that have numbers next to their name, because that means I'm working my way up closer to where I'm trying to go. So no one in specific, just the list of 14 guys ahead of me, that's who I want to fight.
Going back to his question about the Ultimate Fighter, do you guys keep up with the next seasons of Tough that always come out?
No. Sorry, I don't.
Do you, Mike?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm a total nerd about the sport. I could tell you, you know, you could just start firing off names and I'll start firing off stats. I will say this. I can't say anything, but I know that there's some very, very talented guys coming up on this next season of The Ultimate Fighter, because they just had the tryouts.
Yes.
And I know a good handful of the guys that were there. We're talking some serious, serious talent.
Did you go to the tryouts?
No, I didn't go to the tryouts. I actually had a teammate that did well at tryouts, and a couple other guys I know that did well. So this will be a good season to tune in for. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Go over here.
I think I'm the first person to double dip on questions.
Welcome back.
Might as well triple it after
Cool.
that.
Keep it coming.
I'm a big fan of the Joe Rogan Experience. I pretty much listen to it religiously. And I was just wondering if you guys listen, or if you could ever see yourselves being guests on the show.
Yeah, I would love to. I used to listen to it a lot more. Nowadays, it's just hard to even necessarily get on the internet at all, just with, I don't know, time and stuff. But I think that nowadays, you know, I kind of just like pick and choose. Like I watched I guess the last one that I watched was the Wim Hof episode. That was awesome.
Yeah, I heard you saying that you were, when the little girl asked about your
breathing,
mental
yeah.
preparation, I was wondering if
that stuff works, man. I mean, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not like, I don't know. But if something works, if I try it, that's how I do things, you know. I just try things. I'm open to anything. And if I see results, then it works for me. It's good enough, you know. So, yeah, I do like the Joe Rogan podcast. And like I said, it's just hard to keep up with it. But, yeah, it's cool.
I vibe really well off Joe. Anytime I see him, we always have some pretty crazy conversations about some stuff I'm not in place to talk about with in front of you guys. But
thanks for
Joe
bringing
and
it
up. Joe's a great guy, and he's one of those people that, you know, I'm not going to ask him if I can come on his show. That's kind of like, it's kind of lame, but it's one of those things I can definitely see myself doing. I mean, there's Joe and I.
You should just show up. We see
hey,
eye to
Joe,
eye. I'm here.
We see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that, you know, I have a buddy, Chase, that's just like Joe, and we talk about all the same stuff he does on the podcast. I listen to it on a regular basis. So one of these days I'm going to get on that show, and I'm going to deliver some hits. You'll see.
Awesome. I love it when he has fighters on. Like when he had Rory on, it was just awesome. I would love to hear either one of you guys on the podcast, and especially if Rose went on, I would love for Pat Barry to join you.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. That'd be great.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
We'll get this clip to Joe.
Yeah, for sure. Come on, Joe.
Hello.
Hi.
This is for
Hi.
Rose. First off, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I just was wondering if you can give a shout out to my niece in New York. Her name's Dee Dee Underwood.
What's up, Dee Dee Underwood? How you doing? How you doing?
She's gonna
Happy
love
New
that.
Year.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That was all she had to do? Excellent. Okay.
Easy. This job is easy.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Hi, Rose.
Hi.
Thanks for doing this Q&A. So my question is for both of you. Seeing as you both participated in The Ultimate Fighter and seeing the makeover the show has gone through the last couple of years, if you were charged with having to reformat or change some things to the show, what would you change?
I would like to see a
That's
comeback season. I know you did not ask my opinion, but I think that would be sweet to have another comeback season.
Like to have like older fighters like that been through it and then do it again. That would actually be really cool. That's a dang.
You
I
totally
steal
didn't
her
ask
idea.
me, but I'm giving you my
That's a good
answer.
idea.
It's fine.
I feel like I don't know.
How about for aesthetics, like in the house, like what amenity would you like to add? That's reasonable.
Like furniture wise or like
Whatever.
Oh, like something like an activity or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like if there was a basketball court, that would have been great. Like there was like a little basketball hoop in the pool, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like to play basketball.
If I could do anything over with Tough, like if I had my choice to reformat it, I would definitely go back to a live season. I mean, to have a live fight once a week would be great. It's just the thing that I feel like they kind of messed up on with my season is there was way too much filler. Like nobody really got to see what was going on behind the scenes. It was like the episode started, you got to see this guy train, that guy train, and then they fought. And there was all these, the long intro and stuff. And like now with the new season of Tough, they don't have the intro. There's really no fillers or B-roll. It's just like a lot of real-time footage. So I think that if they went back to a live format and just kind of cut out the fluff and just really focus on, showing people more than just the fights, but also delivering a live fight at the end of the episode. It's a good way to draw people in. I mean, we can all find out who wins Tough if you dig far enough on the underground forum. You can figure out who wins the season and this and that. But live season, there was live betting odds on it. The whole season, 3 months long, there was live odds. You could bet on every one fight, you could bet, So I think it's a cool dynamic for the fans
it
to.
really was. It was actually a very unique season. I know the ratings weren't great at times, but I think people just, the timing of the day it was on and when the fight was on, that was really tough. Oh, and another thing. I know you said you want to fight someone in the top 15. That's your goal, but your only two losses are Lozon and Masvidal. Now, Masvidal is kind of teetering between welterweight and lightweight. You want to run that one back with Masvidal at some point?
The Lozon one, for one, I'm over it. Like I said, I just beat Jim Miller.
Yeah, somebody just asked.
So I got like a perennial win over him. And what's funny about Jorge is he's the Apollo to my Rocky. You know what I mean? Like, you beat me by 1 second. 1 second. It's hard for a man of my intelligence to handle. Rocky 3. But yeah, I actually, every time I see Jorge, even though with all the bad blood, all the buildup, and he just pulled a veteran move on me, got me pissed off, and fought with emotion, and I lost it. I respect the guy. I learned a tremendous lesson from that fight. I grew as a fighter. Like, Joe Silva came up to me after that fight, and he was like, hey, you learned the most important lesson in fighting, and you did it the best way, because most of the time the lesson you learn involves you totally getting your ass beat. And you managed to learn that lesson, but compete and come out healthy. It's, can't win them all. But
And one last thing.
Okay.
In terms of if you ran the state commissions, what would you change as far as regulations? What can and can't you test positive for? Because obviously...
Take marijuana off the ban list.
Yeah,
Let
putting him
Nick
in a
Diaz
tough
fight.
spot, just so you know. That's a
Free
difficult
Nick
question to
Diaz.
answer.
Yeah, free Nick Diaz.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
feel free to answer it if you want to, but I'm just
Oh
saying
no,
that it's a
I have.
difficult question.
Listen, and she's from Colorado. I'm from Washington. I know a lot of people that actually use marijuana for medical purposes. I know fighters that have legitimate issues, like, you know, not a lot of people want to put medicines in their body that are built in a science laboratory, but there's a plant out there that grows naturally that can help guys with ADD and certain other things. I think that, you know, you can have a 6-to-1 testosterone ratio in Las Vegas, which that's pretty tough to do naturally, but you can't smoke pot.
Yeah, marijuana should just not be out of the
It should
equation
just cut it out.
entirely.
I mean, it's medicine. Times have changed.
I think I like the USADA whole thing that they're doing now. Though out of competition, they don't test for that. At least that's as far as I know. They don't care about marijuana. But during, I guess it's like 6 hours before and then after the fight or something like that. You can't fight high. So that's not a smart thing to do. So.
Well, no, and it's weird because you can drink before a fight. I'm good friends with Cody McKenzie, and we all know the antics that guy, yeah. But you know, he'll be like, yeah, I was out drinking before my fight and this and that, and it's like, okay, well, you can get drunk, but you can't have pot in your system. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. I feel like people that are drunk make way worse decisions than people that smoke pot. I wouldn't know.
We're getting wrapped. Niner's wrapping us up. And so I'm just going to go over here. You've been in line for a while, so I'm just going to... I'm sorry, Niner.
I forgot my question.
No.
No, actually, I have a comment and a question for Rose. I followed your career when you were quite a bit younger. I'm from the Milwaukee area, and we would drive 6 hours up to Lac de Flambeau Hotel and Casino to see you fight Heather Bassett.
KOTC, woo woo.
And once that was King of the Cage, of course. Yeah. I don't know if you can say that here or not. But,
oops, I do what I want.
And once you were on The Ultimate Fighter religiously, I watch that show every week, and it's really great to see how far you've come. And I was just wondering, have you ever been back to Milwaukee or visited Kopp's Frozen Custard?
I used to work at Gillies Frozen Custard, but I haven't been back since since before The Ultimate Fighter, back in like April of that year. So it's just like all my family, like actually my blood family is in Lithuania, and I've barely gone back to see them. You know, it's just hard to even get the chance to. But I don't even have any family there left in Milwaukee. Even friends have kind of like drifted off, you know. So, but you know, that's still my home. You know, that's still like the memories is just deep in my heart. So, you know, and Gillies Frozen Custard is delicious. If you ever pass through there, you know, you definitely should get some custard. That's like the one thing that you can definitely hold some pride in with Milwaukee's, that their custard is like no other in I don't know, anywhere. Yeah.
I just wanted to quote Joe Rogan, and I think there's a new baddest chick on the planet.
You think so? Oh. Who that?
Megan Levy.
Oh, no. Yeah, there you go. No, not at all. Final question.
Michael, can I have a picture stare down with you?
Absolutely. Just don't punch me.
You weren't here for that sign, were you?
What? And one for Megan. Can I have a picture with you and my girlfriend?
You and your girlfriend.
You look kind of the same, but yeah.
Okay. We're going to wrap that up today. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. We really appreciate it. Weigh-ins are at 4 o'clock. I'm sure the commission's going to come over here and look at that scale. But thank you all for coming. We appreciate it.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Have a great start to 2016.
Thanks,
guys.
Happy New Year.
Enjoy the fights. Have a great year. Thanks for coming out.